Where is Factions? You told us to wait. We waited, and you're still not here. Neil Druckmann, where are you? Neil Druckmann, where are you? Where is Factions? Where is Factions? Where is Factions?
She gone, man. She gone.
Is it okay if I ask the question, what's going on with PlayStation at the moment? I mean, Naughty Dog, in my opinion, is PlayStation's best developer. And we're hearing a bunch of stuff regarding their multiplayer game, The Last of Us Factions. You know, Neil Druckmann last year at Summer Game Fest of 2022, he came on stage with Jeff Keighley and he said that they're working on this Last of Us Factions multiplayer and they're going to talk about it in 2023. Now, early in 2023, we heard a report from Jason Schreier that something's not right with Factions. They're rebooting, or Bungie, you know, Jim Ryan gave Bungie a lot of power. And apparently Bungie told Naughty Dog that in its current state, Factions is not what they need. Jim Ryan admitted that they acquired Bungie for their expertise in games as a service. And obviously games as a service is, this Factions game was planning to be a games as a service. But we had a report yesterday regarding this game, and it appears that they laid off 25 contract employees. Now, that's not the big issue. The big issue is, I mean, we see contract employees laid off all of the time. We've seen employees laid off recently in the gaming industry, but this is something I want to talk about. They're currently saying that The Last of Us Factions, while not canceled, is basically on ice at this point. Now, look, some people take this as, that means the game is completely dead. That means the game is canceled. Other people take it as, they're just temporarily not developing the game. Listen, man, in my honest opinion, it appears that this game is in trouble. I'm not wishing that the game is in trouble, but it looks like the game is in trouble. When you hear reports that the game is on ice, that means any day now this shit could be canceled. Let's be real. Something's going on at PlayStation, y'all. Opponents will have you to believe that everything is flawless with PlayStation. They will have you believe that just because PlayStation is outselling Xbox or the PS5 is still selling well at the moment, that everything is great. No, everything is not great. Jim Ryan, your CEO, just retired, or was he pushed out, or was he fired? These are questions that we might not ever know the answer to. But I think it's hilarious how these PlayStation fanboys continue to think that everything is good with PlayStation. We all know the PlayStation 4 generation was a huge success for the PlayStation brand. And their single player games were high quality single player games. They sold pretty decently. But if the PS4 generation was such a success, and it was, why are they changing their strategy? That's a valid question. Jim Ryan said we're going games as a service. They will still have some single player games, of course, but they're going games as a service. Now Jim Ryan is gone. And don't forget, the co-president of Naughty Dog, Evan Wells, he retired earlier this year. Now that could mean he just retired, or that could mean he didn't like the direction of where the studio was headed, so he called it quits. We will never know these things, but Factions is, something's not right with this game, guys. Something's not right. Jeff Grubb said earlier this year that Factions was supposed to be shown off at PlayStation Showcase earlier this year, but since Bungie got a hold of the game and they told Naughty Dog, this game is not where it should be. You're not doing this right. This is what Jim Ryan hired Bungie for, their expertise. Just imagine if you're a studio like Naughty Dog. one of the best studios at PlayStation. In my opinion, the best studio at PlayStation. Then you have this third-party studio that's acquired by Sony, and they come in calling shots. That would piss me off. But what is going on? Don't forget, not just Factions. We heard there was issues with the game that Deviation Games were making. Now, Deviation Games, they were not a first-party studio, but they were a partner. And they were going to make a PlayStation game that was pretty much first-party. And that game was pretty much canceled. Then we have KOTOR, which is another game, that's supposed to be an exclusive for PlayStation. Rumor is that game is canceled. Why are people not talking about this? The only people that's talking about this shit is us Xbots, just for console war ammunition. Nobody else is talking about this. Now, when it comes to the 25 contract employees that was let go from Naughty Dog, listen, man. In the gaming industry, those people will be able to find another job pretty quick because there's a lot of turnover in the gaming industry at this point. But all of this stuff is happening around the same time. Jim Ryan announced he's leaving. Last of Us Factions is having issues. KOTOR is allegedly canceled. Deviation Games is probably canceled. What is going on? Now, remember, when Xbox had issues, the internet was on fire. When Bonnie Ross got pushed out of 343, the internet was talking mad shit about Xbox and 343. And look, Halo Infinite, I love the game personally, but it deserved criticism. I'm okay with criticism. Maybe 343 did need some new leadership, and they have that now. And people are saying that Halo Infinite is pretty good right now. I haven't played it in a while, but it's pretty good, apparently, from some people that's playing the game consistently. But every time there's some type of internal issues with Xbox, the internet goes crazy. Remember when the Initiative, half of their team left, and the Initiative brought in Crystal Dynamics to help with the development of Perfect Dark? Remember how people was going crazy? Fire Phil Spencer, they don't know how to manage their studios. What the hell is going on with the Initiative? The Initiative is dead. Xbox is dead. These are things I remember. I will never forget these things. But once again, when PlayStation has eternal issues, crickets. Nothing. Nothing at all. So it just goes to show you that no company is flawless. Xbox is not flawless, and neither is PlayStation. Ponies? PlayStation is not flawless. Jim Ryan totally has all of these games as a service in development, and he's leaving. He's out. I'm done. I'm leaving. I'm tired of traveling. Maybe he's fired. Who knows at this point? But just think about this for a second. Xbox has the ABK deal about to be finalized pretty soon. And Xbox is already prepared for a future with some of their first party being single player, like Starfield, Hellblade, Avowed, and some other titles. And the other half being multiplayer or games as a service like Sea of Thieves, State of Decay 3. They're gonna, have Halo Infinite. Gears is gonna have multiplayer and a campaign. Xbox has been doing this for years. They've been having games with a successful campaign and also a successful multiplayer. But people don't want to talk about that. Xbox seen this future coming years ago, but people don't want to talk about that. PlayStation definitely has great single player experiences. I would never sit here and cap and lie about that. They do have good single player games, but the games as a service model, I have to admit, they're late to the ball game. They're a little late. And by them being late, will these games as a service hit? I don't know. And so far, it looks like it's off to a bad start because a lot of PlayStation fans were hyped, were anticipating The Last of Us Factions. And as of right now, they're saying that the game is not officially canceled, but it's on thin ice. I'm sorry, guys. When you say a game is on thin ice, in my opinion, that means the game is looking like it's going to be canceled any day now. Hopefully I'm wrong, but we shall see. But look, I'm about to get out of here. It's a crazy time in the gaming industry. PlayStation definitely has sales, but at this point, sales just isn't enough. Console sales just isn't enough. Spider-Man 2 is going to do well. It's going to be a solid game. I'm pretty sure of it. But is it going to move the needle? I don't think so. I don't think so. Look, guys, it's time for me to get out of here. And if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you happen to stumble across my channel, you think I'm decent enough, why don't you go ahead and subscribe? And if you're subscribed, please hit that notification bell to know when my black ass is doing some new content, baby. All right, everybody. Peace and love. Peace and love. Shit. Damn, man.